Shut up and sit down. Shut up and sit down.
Morning, chickens. Buck, 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 buck. Oh. You heard that too, I take it. The buzzard's about. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Just sit there, be cool. Fair enough. Hi folks, how have you all been keeping? Well, it's been an interesting few weeks down the old plot. Just give me a second and I'll put the camera somewhere stable. Hi folks, so how you all doing? Yeah, it's been an interesting few weeks down the plot. So some of you that follow me on Twitter and Instagram may have noticed that about 4 weeks ago now, 3.5, 4 weeks ago, I asked the council if we could leave the top corner unstrimmed for the year, well until September, to let the wildflowers grow through, because there was quite a lot of cow parsley, yarrow and other things growing there. Wasn't perfect, but it was the start of something. It was the start of something. Well, anyway, the council agreed, and obviously we made the sign. So I've chucked it over there now, but put a picture up. Anyway, to say that, you know, we were leaving the weeds to feed the bees. Anyway, council were all for it. They were fine. And then I come down and it was all strimmed. Basically a couple of people had complained that it was the wrong type of flowers, so they want it strimmed, and the council guy said that oh yes, but we're going to have it flower bombed next year. And I said to him, well, why can't it stay there till then? But obviously it'd already been done and he didn't really care, to be fair. So I put it on Twitter about how upset I was. A local councillor got in touch, and he was really nice actually. He was pretty miffed, and he spoke to the guy at the council, who apparently was unapologetic about the whole strimming it down, didn't really care. And the council actually pointed out that this council worker has told us that it could be flower bombed. There was nothing in the budget for that, so he was just making it up. So that, you know, it was obviously no intention of doing it. Apparently now it's going to get done, but I've washed my hands of the whole thing. I've told everyone on the allotments that I want nothing more to do with the ins and outs and the helping. I mean, I haven't been down on this allotment since the start. I've been here since it was about 3-4 years old when I got here, and there's a couple of the original members still here, but other than that, I'm probably one of the oldest here now. I've been here about 8 years, and anyway, in that time, loads of shit's happened. You've seen over the years, and whenever stuff happens to me, there's no repercussions. There's nothing. I mean, you know, chicken kills, pond poisoned, threatened, with creosote use, weed killing use. We've had all these kind of things go on, and nothing happens. But the second someone complains about some wildflowers, they get trimmed down. And what the annoying thing is the people that don't like the wildflowers are the same people who burn plastic down here, who use creosote down here, who use tons and tons of slug pellets down here and everything else. And the council pander to them, and I'm fed up of it. And to be fair, it's really disheartening. It's really disheartening to the point where I could quite easily sometimes just quit and give the whole thing up and just walk away from it all. And then I think I'm letting other people win. But the fact of the matter is that I think 70% of the population really don't give a shit about the planet. They don't care at all about it. They think that the increased heat is great because they get a bit of an extra summer, and they look around England and they think that we're a great country and we must be, you know, so good with wildlife. When the fact of the matter is that England is probably one of the worst countries in the world, because in parts we're just barren. We might look green because of the farmers' fields and the hedgerows, but actually we've lost about 70% of our biodiversity. So we're actually, you know, parts of the UK are in a worse state than like the deforestation in the Amazon. It's mental, and yet we can't even get a 6x2 metre bit of wildflowers to be left because people complain that there might be grass seed in there and it goes on your allotment. So yeah, I have to laugh because it's so absolutely mental. It's just the level of stupidity in society is untrue. I just, as a species, I don't know how we can carry on. Well, we can't, can we? That's the point. We can't carry on. And at some point, it's all going to come tumbling down. But I suppose the old farts that still act like this, you know, they'll be long dead. So it won't be them that suffers from it. It'll be their grandkids and their great grandkids that have to deal with it all, which is a shame. So yeah, for the last 8 years, I digress. I've tried to help out down the allotment because of not working full time or anything, and because of being, you know, a house husband, as it were. I'm free in the day a lot of the time, you know, in between the school runs and things. So if things need doing, you know, if someone needs to be let in to cut the grass or to, I don't know, turn off the water for the winter, we had a break-in, I came down to let the police in, all those things that I've been doing. I even set up a Facebook page so people could communicate rather than pester the guy at the council all the time. But after what happened with the wildflowers, I told the council, I said I want nothing more to do anymore with any of the ins and outs of the allotment. So I closed the Facebook page so people can go back to contacting the council direct rather than contacting me if they've got minor problems. I'm not going to come down and let people in when they need to. The water needs to be turned off in the winter and there's no one about, so be it. It'll just be left on it, because I don't see why I should be the mug. And there is an old saying, isn't there? Nice guys finish last, and I do think that's the truth. I think the nicer you are to people and the more good you try and do, the more people take the piss. No one else down the allotment is stupid enough to try and do good things. That's the problem. We've got a nice hedge down there which gets yellow hammers and all sorts in it, and I just thought we could have had a nice bit of a wildflowered area there, really help out with the biodiversity and stuff. It's ground that is just trimmed. I mean, you go up there now, apparently they think that's better than what was there before. Anyway, so it's been a bit of a disappointing few weeks, really. I mean, everything is growing really well. Everything's going good crop wise. I've had a few issues with certain crops, but I think that's as I've said before, the compost I've been using. But everything's starting to kick off now and I'm quite happy with the season. Should have some really good tomatoes, grapes, raspberries are doing really well, yakon's coming on good, potatoes are coming on good. As you see, onions and things over there are doing well. But yeah, the growing season's going good, but I'm just struggling with the mentality of the human species at the moment. I'm down, obviously, you know, another allotment in down the road, and they're really good there, and even a lot of the old boys there. I've had like one problem with the mulch. A couple of people moaned that I mulched with straw, but the council were like, no, that's fine, you can do that, carry on. And we got over that, and it's fine. And since then, touch wood, a lot of the old boys down there have been really good, and the more I talk to them now, the more I think they're understanding me, and I'm understanding them, and you talk to them, and they're really, even though some of these guys don't do things that I do, in regard to they're not as eco-friendly as you could be, they're still naturalists and environmentalists, and you can tell that when they do their gardening, they actually are thinking about the environment, even if it's maybe not as much as by modern standards you would. But down here on this site, there's a few people that generally don't give a shit about the environment at all. Like I said, they can come down here with their rubbish from their garden and burn plastic, and they think it's perfectly acceptable, and the council just go, well, carry on, it's your allotment, crack on with it. I don't know. Anyway, that's my little rant over. I'm sure it's probably bored you all to tears. But I'm going to crack on with the jobs for the day. I've got a few things to do. I want to tie up my tomatoes, because I've let them go a bit wild the last couple of days, and they need sorting out. But other than that, everything's good. That is enough upsetting news for the day. We're going to park that for another time. I'm going to carry on with something new.